Let's get to Jessie Ware. Again, this was one of my favorite interviews we've done on the Pop Shop podcast. Her second album, Tough Love, was released last fall. She was in New York last week to perform at Terminal 5 in the city, and I hopped on her tour bus a couple hours before the show to discuss her process supporting the sophomore album, how the merging of indie pop and the mainstream pop world. She's worked with Benny Blanco on this new album, as well as Cashmere Cat, and a lot more. I also introduced her to the show Empire. She had not heard of the show Empire until I told her about it. So here is Jessie Ware on the Pop Shop podcast. 'Cause I don't wanna fall in love. Jessie Ware, thank you so much for taking a couple minutes. How has this album cycle been for you? I mean, you're about 6 months into it right now since the album came out. What has been the most surprising part of album number 2 and its promotion?
You know what? I think and being really frank, everyone talked to me when it was like building up and people hadn't heard the record and being like, that difficult second album, how are you finding it? Like, was it really hard? And I found the second album really easy to write and make. It's the promoting it that's the hard bit, I tell you. God, it's kind of, it definitely feels like a bit more of a slog in some respects, but then in other respects it's like you've bedded in and you feel like this is your job now. I think, there's all these things that come with the first record and being a new artist and being like starry-eyed and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and oh wow, you want me to do this? Yeah. And then this time around it's like you're a bit more seasoned and I think I understand this industry a bit better. Sometimes you don't want to understand it as much, but I feel like this is my job now and I love it and I'm happy to have it. But I think what I found kind of a bit different is the aftermath of bringing it out, which it has its kind of ups and downs.
Yeah, I mean, you have obviously a huge tour planned. You're playing shows left and right. I mean, you have been playing these songs for a while. Is there a different level of confidence now? That I mean, obviously you were confident with Devotion and those songs, but just the reception that those songs got, and now these new ones. What is that like?
It feels really good. It's like, okay, so I've done my UK and Europe tour, and then I'm doing this US, and just the reaction to the new songs, even though they are only 6 months old, they feel even stronger than some of the old songs on Devotion. And I don't think that takes away from Devotion. I just feel like it means that people have been really receptive to this album and these songs, and kind of me growing and them accepting that maybe I do want to make something that's like, got some kind of more pop sensibilities, and that's okay, and my fans like that, and they want to sing Champagne Kisses at the top of their voices and blow kisses at me, and that's okay. And I think we're having fun with it, especially in this record. I really focused a lot about thinking about the performance aspect of it, and it hasn't let me down yet, and my fans haven't let me down, and it's such a pleasure to be able to play these shows and to play with people smiling and enjoying these ideas that I had,
What's been like the craziest fan interaction that you've had on this tour? Because we literally minutes before this interview, 2 fans were like waiting for you to take a photo and sign an autograph. Like your profile's much larger now. What has been? Do you have like a fun anecdote of just total passion and devotion?
I think definitely the profile thing is. I feel like it has got bigger, especially in the UK. You either feel completely like you're being the most egotistical person, or you're like, are they staring at me for a bit too long? Or you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, I'm on the tube, and like they're looking at, oh God, I haven't covered up my spots, and I didn't put that makeup on because I didn't think anyone was going to recognise me. So that's kind of weird. But no, the live, like any anecdotes, there was this. I mean, so I've got this song called "Want Your Feeling," and like, I've got quite a lot of gay fans, and there's always these fabulous, gorgeous boys at the front, gorgeous girls. And there was this guy in Munich, I think, and he was dancing like to every song. And then on Want You're Feeling, I don't know, I was in a kind of, when you come to my shows, who knows what I'm going to talk about? It could be a load of crap, or sometimes I'm on point and I'm like, whoa, I'm really on a roll here, and then sometimes I just go off piece. But there was this guy at the front and he was dancing, and I kind of gave him some attention, and I thought, Want You're Feeling, like, it's got this kind of disco thing to it. I was listening to loads of Daft Punk when I wrote it with Dev Hynes, and I was like, look, you've been dancing, do you want to just come and dance, and like, let's set up a routine for the fans to do? The worst idea ever, because the boy, once he got on stage, didn't dance. So then it was like this thing of like having this guy on stage, and you're like, okay, how am I? It was fine, bless him, it was fine. At the same show, there was this woman that I'd given a lot of time to who kept on going, feelings. And I was like, is that one you're feeling? Jessie, play Feelings. And I was like, okay. So I played.
You have to try to decipher what that means.
And then I turned into kind of Ricky Lake, where I'm kind of like giving the fans the mic, because I like chatting to my fans. I like to understand why the bloody hell they bought a ticket for me, you know? And they're all jokers. So this one woman was like, play Feelings, and it was Want You're Feeling, I thought. And then at the end of the show, I was just like, you know, doing my spiel of being like, thank you so much for being here, you know, I really appreciate it. And she went, Jessie, and I thought, she's quite a joker, yeah, go on then. I gave her the mic. She went, you're pregnant. And I said, sorry, what? I was like, mate, you don't say that to someone. And she went, no, you're glowing. And I was like, thank you so much, but get the fuck out of my show, man. Like,
wow.
don't. She didn't leave. But I was like, you don't say to a girl, she looks pregnant.
Especially after you played her song.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I've just like fucking you just absolutely sabotaged this relationship that we had going on. So that was kind of awkward and funny.
I want to ask, because you mentioned Cashmere Cat, and you've been working with so many interesting collaborators. Like, you know, Benny obviously had a huge part in this last album. Someone like Miguel, someone like Ed Sheeran. Like, do you feel like it just seems like there's less of a stigma between like the indie world and the pop world now more than ever? It seems like everybody's working with everybody. You've worked with one of my favorite artists, Rin Weaver. It just seems like people can be more free now. Do you get that sense as well?
I think, you know what? I think Benny really taught me that. I think, you know, I had this kind of indie snobbery before. And I'm not even that indie. Like, if I'm being honest, like, I'm a pop girl. Like, I'm a soul pop girl. But I think I'd be like, oh, no, I couldn't possibly, Benny. And Benny really opened my eyes and just was like, try everything, because you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. And I will carry that with me now. And I think you're right. I think that, look, I rely on working with, like, collaborating, because I don't play music. I know what I want. I know what kind of thing I want to do. I write, I sing, I do everything apart from playing instruments. So I rely on somebody else. And I think it's really exciting. I think the collaborations that are coming out are brilliant. And I think it's really positive. And I think it kind of makes it less separate, this stupid snobbery of what is cool, what is allowed, what isn't. It's music. If it's good, it's good.
Yeah, I totally agree. Is there someone out there that you want to work with? I mean, you've already worked with so many people. Is there someone out there that you're like, I have to get him on, or her on album number 3?
My 2 current faves, and I don't know if they'll be on, but I just want to get in the room with them, are Leon Bridges.
Yes.
So good.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and Natalie Prass.
Oh my goodness.
Have you heard about this girl?
Yes.
Like,
her album is one of my favorites of the year.
Oh my god, it's like kind of soul, it's like Feist, but with this like there's that like Disney element to one of the songs where I was just like, shit, this is like fairy tale music. She has made me the most excited, and we've kind of, it's really, there's something, I haven't done this for a while because I've just been kind of not using Twitter and the internet that much, but I said, wow, I can't stop listening to this girl. And then she reached out to me, and now we're emailing, and now we're gonna be friends.
Oh my goodness.
And that's like, that's the best thing,
dream.
man. Like, it's a beautiful thing when that happens. It's the same with Leon, actually. So like, I think I'm just gonna, I want to work with both of them.
Are you the kind of person that can write on the road? I mean, you've been so busy.
I don't know, like I write words and I'll have ideas, but I can't like. It's such a weird time being on the road where I'm kind of not on it for big, long stints. So it's kind of like these funny old things where you do have promo and you do have to kind of, it interrupts too much of the day, and then sometimes you just want to switch off and watch like House of Cards instead. You know what I mean? I'm not up to date. I'm on a series 1. Don't you say anything. You're about to say something.
No, I was gonna ask if you finished it. I'm midway through season 3.
Okay. It's just so annoying because I read something about fucking Kevin Spacey and it's just annoying. But it's just stupid. But anyway, I'm just gonna persevere. My top absolute blunder was watching the first series of Scandal and starting with the last episode because my iTunes downloaded it wrong. So I started with the last episode and I was like, whoa, this is really like jam-packed. Whoa, really fast-paced. I finished the series in 1 episode because I started with episode 13. It's so annoying.
Oh no, and you knew everything that was going to happen.
Well, I bloody worked it out. So now I'm on series 2 very quickly. And
well, it's a little bit of a time saver, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I know.
An inadvertent time saver.
Yeah.
Are you an Empire fan?
I don't know Empire.
Empire, the show with Terrence Howard, and it's a music mogul. And
what? Oh. I don't know. I like Nashville. Nashville's my fave.
Empire is like Nashville, but all hip hop and R&B.
Shut up. Hold on. Was Rita on that?
Yeah, Rita, Jennifer Hudson. All right, it's all over.
Oh, dude.
You have to watch it.
Has Rita got a good song on it?
She does. Yeah, she's on the finale. Yeah.
I want to be on the finale. Do you think now that I sung with Nicki on stage, do you think like that can like mean that I can get on Empire now? Would they have?
I think so.
Would they have a Jewish South Londoner? I don't know. Maybe it's a unique selling point.